Hello, and thank you for listening to WRYAT, New Orleans' fifth-ranked public radio station. As always, we're broadcasting live from a prefabricated Home Depot shed located off of South Carrollton by the Popeyes.
Hey everybody, good to be back on the shores. This is Donnie D'Amico.
This is Ronnie D'Amico.
And this is Boat Talk.
Let's go to the callers.
Hey, Boat Talk boys. I'm trying to launch my boat down here at the boat launch, and someone's been hogging the boat launch for about an hour and a half now. What should I do?
Well, that is an interesting question there, Eric, and thank you for calling in with it. What you're going to want to do is talk to your harbor master, which Ronnie knows a lot about.
Johnny, please don't use the harbor master words right now, pal. It stings too bad.
Okay, well, I think this is an issue that we're now forced to get into because Ronnie just ran a very public and suffered a very public defeat.
All right, listen up, callers. All right, I'm just going to be square with you, all right? I ran for harbor master, okay? It was open, the available position. It was in the newspaper. There was an article. I filled out the application and sent it in. Didn't win.
Often our hobby master, Jolly Roger Chummy Chums, he's our harbor master for the past 25 years presiding. He usually runs uncontested, and this year Ronnie decided, what about me? What about throwing my sailor's hat in the ring? And sure enough, I hate to say it, Ronnie, but I love supporting you. I love being out there for you. But, you know, we've known Chummy for years. I mean, he's a big supporter of the show, big friend of the show.
Yeah, I know. I just thought that, everything kept yelling about change and whatnot, and I wanted to give some change, okay? All right, look, I made phone calls to everybody. I literally went to the house and yelled out. It was like, hey, I'm taking a poll. Do you want time for questions? And I just called them from in front of the house in case they wanted to come outside.
Yeah, so after, we got you out of lockup for, what was that called? That was called harassment, right? I mean, you were actually taking trespassing into your hands, and I remember telling you right at the beginning of the campaign, don't trespass, no forced entry. And sure enough, Ronnie, I mean, this is the kind of flaws that stick out.
Yeah, but I didn't think that would go against me as a harbor master that's on the water, Donnie. All right, look, it's not my...
I mean, your platform had nothing, Ronnie. I mean, you didn't have anything to offer that Chummy hasn't already offered for the past 25-odd years or so.
Look, I'm not going to change a job if it's simple, okay? Harbor master, all right? That was me, all right? I put all my plans. I literally just went on the internets. I went to www.jobsforharbormaster.com, copied all of his stuff, and put it on my flyers. It's the same job. It's called the job description, Donnie.
Yeah, and then we also had to deal with the blowback for plagiarism. If you're going to look at popular platform and policy positions, look at Chubby's, but you don't need to actually literally copy and paste Chubby's and put him on your website. I mean, you didn't even edit out his name.
Look, it's called copy and paste, okay, pal? I don't know these internets, all right? Look, I don't type in with the HDMI code, all right? I don't understand it, so I just hit it on there, told my nephew, copy it and paste that. Sounds pretty good. I got a gut. I didn't think people would think it was Chubby the man.
Well, at least you got a write-in vote from Dad over yonder in St. Francisville. So thank you, Dad, for continuing to encourage Ronnie and his habits this late in the game. And we're going to have to head to St. Francisville later today because we got Thanksgiving coming up, bud.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to that, pal.
Yeah.
Right? Look, I just want to go over there and then hang out with the family, all right? I got 6 more years to prep, all right? Yeah. For the next election cycle.
Oh, I mean, again, you are a convicted felon now, so it might be a little longer than that.
But Donnie, that stuff disappears after 5 years, right?
It depends. It varies on the severity of your crimes, and I gotta say, when you broke into Old Lady Catskill's house, that doesn't just wash away. We're still pending trial on a whole litany of crimes that you committed in your campaign for harbor master.
Listen, I just had some questions to ask for, okay? She said she would donate to the campaign, so I went in there. She said, I'll give you some money if you move some bicycles out of my backyard. So I went into her house to get the keys to the garage, and, her house was locked, so I just went through the window, okay?
You read what a shakedown was, and then you applied it quite literally to her 86-year-old frame, screaming, where's the money? I moved the bicycles, where's the money? I'm going to be harbor master.
Yeah, Donnie, all right? She owed me money. I needed that money to go down to the Kinko's.
She has one good eye.
Yeah, I got 2 good eyes, okay? That's why I'm double qualified for this position.
So, yeah, you don't want to talk about politics at Thanksgiving, but unfortunately they've infiltrated the D'Amico household, and I think we're going to try to get away from that in St. Francisville, not think about the trial, not think about the campaign so much. But, Dad, that is going to be the first thing he asks is if you won for Harbor Master.
Yeah, and then what's it going to look like when Dad has to go report that to the VFW hall? All right, he's going to be like, my son ran for Harbor Master, and then he failed. He failed.
Anyway, it should be a depressing Thanksgiving on the water, folks. But at least you know, if you got a Harbor Master you trust, and one that you like, and one that doesn't break into old ladies' houses or copies and pastes the other guys, his opponent's policies on his website. You know, that's a guy you can confide in. And again, Ronnie, it was just a first-time campaign. We can iron out all the kinks in the next 6 to 20 years, trial pending.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll just run for something else, like sheriff or something.
Like sheriff or something. Yeah, sure. There's plenty of public offices any idiot could run for. Until next time, folks, I'm Donnie D'Amico.
I'm Ronnie D'Amico.
See you on the water.
Vote for me on the water.
Okay, you know, Ronnie, let it go.
I'm never going to let it go.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Oh, that's so good to hear. Well, I'm here with a music calendar for Friday, so sit back and relax. Forgot About James is playing, then you're gonna follow that up with the Acrobrats, Olympic Carpool Lane, and Ooh, I'm a Tattle. 5 p.m. at E's Flat. Then you got Morning Prank Call, Small Samuel's Pigment Procession, and Kid Lock Grandazzo's, 7 p.m., Sound Pound. Funky Fish, you good? Windshield Signal and Turn Wipers. Who all over there? 8 p.m., The Lingering Dad. Nutria, the many wayward hearts of a murdering psychopath. Titan waves to us all. 9:30 p.m. at Chummies by the Bay. We don't have a bay, so it's the lake, but they're a northerner, so go see it. My lady, melody, melodic, malady. Slow tender date. Give me $1. 11 p.m. somewhere on Carrollton. Hope y'all have a great Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know what? Continue that on into Monday. I'm gonna do the same.
And now for some news. On November 16th, Governor John Bel Edwards won re-election by 40,000 votes, which coincidentally is also the amount of Louisianians that finally got a Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich last month. Watchdog organizations statewide have declined to investigate due to existing scientific studies showing voters are more likely to vote Republican if they are actively experiencing indigestion. Opponent Edward Risponi, who spent decades gaining political experience by feeding $1,000 bills to a mole rat named Regan Scalia, tried to motivate conservatives to turn out for the gubernatorial vote by saying nothing but the word Trump for the entire 2019 calendar year. Polls show voters thought Risponi was simply a dementia patient trying to imitate a starting car. When asked what's next now that the election's over, Risponi responded, Trump. Friends of the Edwards campaign say the governor celebrated by secretly admitting he hates babies. Now that he's no longer working on re-election, Edwards says he can finally get down to the important business of becoming a pharmaceutical lobbyist in 5 years. With more on the gubernatorial campaign, here's our field correspondent, Will Monson.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to WRYAT's Election Coverage Radio. I'm your host, Will Monson, and today I'll be speaking to a local. Do you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't mind. Sure.
Just say your name, please.
Oh, cool. My name is Gavin. Gavin Duhan.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Anyway, let's continue with the coverage.
Sure.
Gavin, when Governor John Bel Edwards decided to announce his run for re-election, was this a no-brainer for you to vote for him again?
It was kind of one of those, sure, why not? I mean, he kind of looks like a weird iguana man, but his skin kind of keeps retreating with his hairline a little bit up his face. But you know what? I was like, why not? Yeah.
Well, thank you. Well, how do you feel he has done in the past 4 years during his tenure as governor?
I think he's been pretty groovy about it. He's kind of been the type of person to just, be the only Democrat in the South. He's like the Lone Ranger in like Wild West things full of like sheriffs that are like, oh, I'm really racist. And he's kind of an asshole. I don't know. I miss my dad.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have you know there's other Democrats in the state.
Yeah, okay.
Anywho, let's just move on. So according to The Advocate, over 84,000 people could potentially lose health care coverage if the Louisiana Healthcare Network services are switched out for another provider. John Bel Edwards is responsible for this. How does this make you feel?
I was actually one of those. I tried to go to the doctor because my butt wasn't feeling right. I ate a bunch of Red's Chinese over in the Bywater. Hey, y'all. Thanks for those dank-ass kimchi things. But anyways, I just needed to get a little colodic. So anyways, I went up there. They're like, hey, your Medicaid's not working. And I called in. They're like, you don't have it anymore. I'm like, what? So anyways, I think I got it back, but that's why I've been smoking a lot of weed there, Greg. Is your name Greg?
No, it's Will.
Okay, Will. So anyways, yeah.
So let's switch and look at the other side of the aisle. What do you think about his opponent, Eddie Rispone?
He is a Keebler elf. I really, 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 really hunger for those kind of like off-brand M&Ms and that weird sandy bread cookie. You dip it in milk, whop. It just gets all the milk. But I don't think Keebler elves should be running for office. Also, I feel like he's got a Confederate flag tattooed on his pee-pee.
Well, the extent that you just jumped leads me to my next question. What do you think about Trump's influence over Rispone?
Oh, Trump is like a dude with a crystal ball that is just made of nothing but fried chicken. And he just oversees like a weird Wizard of Oz dude. And I don't know, Rispone is a Keebler elf, and I guess he makes all the cookies for Trump, and that's why they have a good relationship. I hope he doesn't cast a weird spell over Louisiana.
Okay. Well, here's something that might be along your lines. John Bel Edwards is planning on working to legalize marijuana in the state of Louisiana. What are your thoughts on this?
I hope he does good. If my dad were around, he would probably smoke a J with John Bel Edwards. But I hope he does good. Do you have any marijuana on you, Greg?
No, I'm in the studio right now.
Oh, okay.
And it's Will.
Okay, Greg.
So let's do something a little bit more topical. John Bel Edwards, is he a real Saints fan?
He is. He wrote that letter to that old clown butt face. What's his name? The NFL guy.
Roger Goodell?
Roger Goodell, yes. Get the T-shirt at Dirty Coast. It's got a nose on it. Anyways, yeah.
Cool. Let's do something a little bit more simple for you. Do you think he really shops at Rouse's?
Yes, he does. But you know what? I think he shops at Whole Foods for his wife with kids. But every once in a while, if he wants to eat a pint of Bluebell ice cream in his car because he's not doing a good job as he thinks he is, he goes to Rouse's and he puts Tony Chachere's on it. Vote John Bel Edwards. Oh, did we? I did.
Yeah. So what are your final thoughts on the election that just recently happened?
Go Pels.
Well, on that note, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Will Monson with WRYAT Election News Radio coverage.
It's election season, fellow voters, and you know what that means. It's time to shuffle on down to Billy Ray's used vote dealership for the hottest vote deals in the parish. Hi, I'm Billy Ray Boudreaux, owner of Billy Ray's used vote dealership right here in the Crescent City. Are you tired of voting? Don't know what to do with your current gubernatorial decision? Maybe you're just ready for a kick of spice in your political life. Well, if you are, then woo-wee, I have a deal for you. Put that vote of yours in good hands and head on down to Billy Ray's used vote dealership. Come trade in your current Louisiana ballot selection voucher for one of the hottest tickets in town, like our 03 Blanco or our recently acquired 2010 Landrew. Why waste the vote in today's bogus elections when you could be supporting our 07 Boso or classic 94 Morial? And you won't find a better deal than our 06 Nagin re-election collection. Come give our 2011 General model a test ride, and if you don't like it, then I'll polish, shine, and eat my shoe right there in front of y'all. Show the family you really care this voting season with our mint-condition 95 Fields. It looks good on you, and every purchase comes with a complimentary I voted sticker. Everything is better in hindsight here at Billy Ray's. So come give us a visit today where you can know you made the right decision. That's Billy Ray's used vote dealership inside the ballroom of the Marriott for this weekend only.
Today's episode of No Sports is brought to you by Fresh Start Fireworks. Lay the sins of your past year to rest this coming new year by blowing some shit up with Fresh Start Fireworks. Yup.
Welcome back, team. You're listening to No Sports, only on WRYAT New Orleans Gorilla Radio. I'm your host, Bryan TBD, and joining me again is my good friend and co-host, Joel Talley. Welcome back, Joel. How have you been?
Oh, I've been great, man. Super excited to be here. How's your life?
I'm doing fantastic, buddy. Thanks for asking. Now, it's pretty obvious that we are currently in the thick of sporting seasons here in New Orleans. You can look in pretty much any direction, and it is almost guaranteed there will be a sporting event, live or televised, in your line of sight. Personally, I've already been to a few Saints games, several Pelicans games, and just last night, as I was trying to grocery shop, I somehow ended up in the student section at a Tulane game. Don't even know how I got in, but to my point, you just can't escape the sports stuff at the moment. So, Joel, you been catching a lot of sports?
I sure have. The World Series was super fun. I get weekdays of basketball and like weekends of football. I watched a cornhole tournament because, like yourself, I also have a problem when it comes to sports. Nothing has been as an intense a sport, though, as awaiting the Pelicans to quit flocking up.
I see you have the Ocho as well. But actually, that point leads us to our first topic that I'd like to cover today, and that's success versus failure without the stars. Now, while this has been an exciting and arguably successful year across the board for Louisiana sports, it hasn't been without obstacles. So, as I'm sure you're aware, Saints quarterback Drew Brees missed 5 games this year, almost a third of the season due to a hand injury. However, the rest of the team, including backup quarterback Theodore Bridgewater, really stepped up, and sure enough, the Saints went 5-0 in Brees' absence, keeping us securely in the playoff picture. On the other side of no sports, though, the Pelicans have been without star rookie Zion Williamson due to a meniscus repair surgery at the beginning of the season, and the team has been on a dismal tailspin of a losing streak that currently has us sitting at the bottom of our conference standings. Joel, what are your thoughts on the success of the Saints and failure of the Pelicans in light of, or should I say lack of light, from their star players?
Well, all I can say is that really the Pelicans are new and the Saints have been here a while. The scales have to be balanced. The Saints had their baghead days, and now the Pelicans have to go through them as well. The other thing we need to start doing is I think we need to start recruiting them like from the womb. We need to start like locking down Zion's sperm for that way, like whenever he wants to breed, we get the rights to that baby to play for us later in like 2045.
You know, it's real interesting you say that, Joel, because I completely agree. Children are the future. Clearly, we can carry on just fine with younger talent at the helm, as shown by the Saints. But you take away even a drop of that sweet youth, and you're just asking for trouble. Just ask Alvin Gentry. And this may be a bit off topic in regard to local sports, but I fully support opening up pro-level recruitment of both the NBA and NFL to kids as early as possible, giving them the ability to join the leagues before graduating high school. If the next Drew Brees or Zion is indeed out there, then I feel it would be immensely detrimental for us not to consider broadening our search to include children as young as 14 to 16 years old, if not younger.
Oh, and I couldn't agree with you more on that. I mean, in Europe, they recruit kids from grade school, and they do everything better than us, except maybe local sports radio, because we dominate that field.
I completely agree, Joel. And oddly enough, the next topic I'd like to cover today is actually something that's been affecting me, and I'm sure, Joel, you as well, since we were younger men, and that is the LSU-Alabama rivalry. LSU recently beat Alabama 46-41 in an epic game of the century showdown in Tuscaloosa, breaking an 8-game losing streak by LSU. Now, I know LSU nor Alabama are in New Orleans, but we are, as New Orleans, in between the two schools, both geographically and emotionally. Even though New Orleans is a Louisiana city, it never ceases to amaze me how many Alabama fans descend to our fair town when Bama plays in the area. I guess there isn't anything special in Alabama because for the past 8 years, their fans regularly return and mockingly gloat their purchased football success in front of the Bourbon gods as they would beat LSU year in and year out. And as an LSU alum who was still in college the last time LSU beat Alabama, all I have to say is, Finally, my heart was ripped out during the 2011 national championship game when Bama beat LSU in the Dome, and this past weekend, I finally got to feel like a kid again after a football game. The only feeling I could think about that could compare to this is like having a high school ex call me up one day just to say they were wrong about breaking up with me, and losing you was the worst mistake and biggest regret of my life. My heart is light and my spirits are high as a new era in Louisiana football begins under our swamp monster of a coach, Ed Orgeron. So, Joel, I want to know, how did the game and rivalry affect you, buddy?
Well, that was one of the most intense experiences I've ever heard from you in my life. And I want you to know, and everyone out there listening, thank you, God, for that. That was beautiful. But for me, I saw this on social media, and I need everyone to know that Nick Saban will forever be haunted by the number 9. It's a fun fact. All right. I learned from someone on the internet that I don't know that in 1999, Nick Saban led that many points in a first half when he was a defensive coordinator at Michigan State. The quarterback at the time was Purdue boy number 9, Drew Brees. He then passed on Drew Brees when he went to coach in Miami, and that will forever haunt him because he got fired. And then now, again, after an 8-year winning streak, on the 9th year, number 9, Joe Burrow destroys him and soaks in the blood of his enemies. There has been nothing more great to me than watching Nick Saban pout like a sad little baby boy who got told he cannot have a cookie after dinner at the podium. Thank you, God.
I couldn't agree more, Joel. I couldn't agree more. Well, that's all we have for you today here on No Sports, only on WRYAT. Any final thoughts before we head out, Joel?
Who dat? Go Tigers. And flock up, Pelicans. I'm tired of you messing it up.
I've been Bryan TBD.
And I've been Joel.
See you next time, team.
Hey y'all, it's me, Lexi June Landry, also known as Lily at Lily June NOLA on Instagram. So if you're from NOLA like me, you know that we love costumes. And if you did not get your costume fix at Halloween, the good news is there's another holiday right around the corner, and that's Thanksgiving. So I'm going to talk about all the best fashion tips I have for Thanksgiving. I just love Thanksgiving time of year. It's an important holiday for our family. Doug, my husband, always picks up a turkey from Boudreaux Bros grocery store. I make my famous ambrosia salad, extra mayonnaise. Doug always says, "Don't you dare make that salad again." I know he's teasing. He loves it. So what we like to do in my family is a little bit of Thanksgiving dressing up because we still love to wear our costumes. So I like to pay tribute to the founders of America, our founding fathers, the brave pilgrims without whom America would not exist. I'm so thankful and grateful for our pilgrim ancestors, so I like to honor them. So the pilgrim outfit, it's so easy to pull together, y'all. Everyone already has a black shirt and pants. You can wear some white crew socks. Get some napkins, staple them together, make cuffs in a collar that goes around your shoulders. For your menfolk, they might not have the kind of black loafers with a high heel in the back, but they can just borrow yours, ladies. It's kind of difficult in our family because Doug wears a size 12 and I wear a size 6.5, but we make it work. And then I just take some plain old silver duct tape and make buckles out of that. But the crowning achievement of this look is, of course, the hat, the famous pilgrim hat. So what you want to do is go find yourself a local haberdasher who specializes in 19th century haberdashery, make you authentic pilgrim headwear. You can get really nice, authentic pilgrim hat for just under $1,000. It's such an investment, but you wear it every year at Thanksgiving. It never goes out of style. It's one of my favorite things to splurge on at this time of year. So, of course, with our pilgrims, you can't have pilgrims without the Native Americans. Excuse me. Doug tells me they like to be called Native Americans. So I will sometimes take the part of the Native American while Doug dresses as a pilgrim. The base of this outfit is super easy. Ladies will always have a tan legging and top. It doesn't have to be leather, but if you happen to have a full leather buckskin outfit, that's perfect. This outfit is really all about the accessories. So what we want to do is take the Native American feather headdress. We can get some really fun, colorful feathers. My favorite craft store, Crafty Cajun, has a bountiful selection of colorful feathers. Take you a headband and glue those on the feathers on your headband for your headdress. And then makeup, use some lipstick to make red war paint on your face. We all know all Native Americans wear turquoise, so load up on your turquoise jewelry, ladies. If you happen to have a nice pair of brown moccasins, that's perfect. Anything with fringe, like a jacket or belt, and fur is another accessory that goes well here. A fur vest or scarf can go well. Stylist note from LiLi. I like to go real authentic with my look. So what I do is take a lot of bronzer and just lay that on thick, like a full layer on top of the skin. Don't want to blend it too much. You want to let it sit right on top of the skin. If your white skin like mine looks good 4 shades darker than it naturally is, then you're on the right track. Sometimes I'll even get a spray tan the day before Thanksgiving. It looks just a bit more natural, I think. So that completes our Native American look. If you have a little, or if you have an animal, maybe your sister-in-law isn't letting you dress up her little this year, you can dress up your animal. And the fun thing you can do to have them complement your outfit is dress them as the turkey. So you get a brown paper bag, cut some armholes and a head hole, get some feathers, the same feathers you use for your headdress maybe, and save a little money that way. Glue them right on the tush and draw a gobbler on the front of the bag. Use your lipstick again. See, you can save money that way too. Once I have a little, I will probably spend a little more time making a costume for him or her. We're still waiting on Doug. Doug is not a bad man. He's just not a complete man. Until Doug is complete, our family can't be complete. But hey, right now we have Gumbo Etouffee, and he's almost as good as a child, right? So wrapping up my second episode, Fleur De LiLi Fashion Files. Go follow me on IG at Lexi June Nola. I just got back. My account was suspended because some haters were coming after me. So I did what anyone would do in that situation and looked up this woman's address and her employer and called her employer and told them they were hiring a bad hater. For some reason, IG didn't like this. They told me I was like doxing or something. But the good news is I'm back from a 2-week suspension. And so go follow me. And at the end of this show, just like to say thank you very much, Boudreaux Bros Poultry Store, for sponsoring me. They have the very best grocery store turkey money can buy. Not that I would know because they gave me mine this year. All right, y'all, it's me, Lexi June Nola, signing off. You can take the girl out of New Orleans, but you can't take New Orleans out of me.
Thank you, listening fans, and join us next week We'll have a lot of good segments for you on your Thanksgiving weekend, including Anthony Scontrino with another ASMR snack chip review.
By the way, for today's episode, I would like to preface this by saying that I am on the street drug known as speed. Also known as some places as zip, zoom, or Sonic's little helper. Let's see if that affects my review. I'm sorry. It just happens to be the state that I am in right now.
A survival guide for politically charged dinners with David Chesterfield Hidalgo.
The holidays are quickly approaching, and that means turkeys and surviving the politically charged dinners with families. Far too often, we charge headfirst into these dinners, ready to pick fights with our uncles over recent elections, or ready to cause a scene with our mothers about global warming. But Dinner Lab is here to change all that. Hi, my name is David Chesterfield Hidalgo, and I'm here to talk to you about how to survive the politically charged dinner with your family.
And the debut episode of The Reading Love, a show for those that love books. Hello, and welcome to The Reading Love, the show for book lovers to express how they feel about the most wonderful thing in the world, books. I'm your host, Lance Peters, and as usual, today we're going to explore how the written word makes us all tingly in the body.
This is WRYAT New Orleans Guerrilla Radio. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.